One run, you're unstoppable, a god tearing through enemies, and the next, you're done before you even get going. And that's the chaos of roguelikes, and we love it. But why? We spend our lives craving control, so why do we embrace randomness in these games? The answer, it's more complicated than just luck or skill. It's a delicate balance, a constant push and pull between chance and choice. I call it the Roguelike Paradox, where luck fails, strategy prevails. Why does randomness keep us hooked? How does skill turn chaos into opportunity? And why might these games mirror life more than we realize? There's something magical about pressing start run in a roguelike. You have no idea what's coming next. Will you stumble upon the perfect combination of items and breeze through the game? Or will you be scrambling, fighting tooth and nail just to survive? That uncertainty, that's what hooks us. Roguelikes thrive on randomness. Every run is a fresh start, a new lottery ticket, and we chase that one perfect run, that kind where everything clicks and you feel unstoppable. It's that same dopamine hit you get from pulling a slot machine lever, except here, you're pulling with skill, strategy, and also maybe a little prayer to the gods of RNG. But take the Binding of Isaac, for example. 1 minute, you're picking up an item that completely changes the game, turning your tears into laser beams or massive explosions. The next, you grab something that seems harmless until you realize it hurts you more than the enemies. You never know what's in that treasure room, and that unpredictability is part of the addiction. Or look at Slay the Spire. Every card choice feels like a gamble. Sure, you could play it safe, you could grab that high-risk card or relic, hoping it synergizes perfectly with your deck. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes you crash and burn, but win or lose, you think, okay, one more run. And then there's Risk of Rain 2, a game where you start as a fragile character on an alien planet scrambling for chests. Open one of them and suddenly, you're a walking arsenal of chaos. There's this moment every player craves when you find an item that just flips the run on its head. 1 minute you're running from enemies, the next you're steamrolling them. That's the power of randomness, it gives you hope. Even in your worst runs, there's this voice in your head saying, the next chest could change everything. It's that possibility, that chance that this run might be the run that keeps us coming back. It's not just about winning, it's about chasing that fleeting moment when luck lines up perfectly and you feel like you're in complete control of the chaos. But what happens when the game refuses to hand you those lucky breaks? When every chest is disappointing and every item drop is useless? That's when luck steps aside and strategy has to take over. By the way, YouTube told me 90% of you aren't subscribed, and I put a ton of energy into these videos. If you're enjoying it, just consider hitting like and subscribe. Let's keep it rolling. Roguelikes might hook you with randomness, but they keep you with strategy. Because when luck fails, and trust me, it will, it's your decisions that carry the run. Every choice matters. Which path you take, which upgrades you grab, when you risk exploring another room. There's a constant tug of war between risk and reward. Take Dead Cells for example. Sure, you can get lucky with a powerful weapon early on, but if you aren't dodging, parrying, and managing your enemies, that luck won't save you. The game demands you learn enemy patterns, know when to push forward and when to play it safe. No lucky drop replaces good movement. And then there's Hades. The boons you get from gods, they're random, but choosing which ones you prioritize, how to build a run around what the game gives you, that's strategy. Maybe you wanted a Zeus lightning build, but all you're getting is Athena's defensive buffs. Do you stubbornly wait for better RNG, or pivot your strategy to make what you have work? The best players adapt, turning mediocre runs into victories just by making smarter choices. And Enter the Gungeon, that game, it'll hand you the most useless pea shooters you've ever seen, toss you into a bullet heaven nightmare and say, good luck. But skill, pure mechanical skill can get you through still. Dodging perfectly, timing your reloads, positioning just right, that's how you survive when luck abandons you. What's fascinating is how strategy isn't just about combat, it's about resource management, route planning, knowing when to push forward and when to back off. In roguelikes, patience can be a strategy. So can aggression. It all depends on the situation and how well you can read it. The more you play, the better you get at recognizing these decision points. What used to feel like a gamble becomes calculated. Even bad runs start feeling manageable, because when the randomness fades away, the only thing between you and the final boss is you. But here's the thing, strategy and luck aren't opposites, they intertwine. Sometimes you create your own luck through smart play, setting yourself up to benefit from randomness. And that's where the real paradox begins. In roguelikes, skill isn't about fighting or dodging, it's about understanding the randomness itself, and learning how to manipulate it in your favor. When you first start playing a roguelike, everything feels chaotic. You walk into rooms blindly, pick up random items hoping for the best, and rely on sheer luck. But the more you play, the more you notice patterns. Suddenly, the chaos doesn't seem so random anymore. It's just unfamiliar knowledge waiting to be learned. Take Binding of Isaac. Early on, secret rooms feel like pure chance. Just random walls you might stumble into, but experienced players, they know the rules. They understand how rooms can be placed, what positions secret rooms are most likely spawned in, and how to maximize their bombs to find them efficiently. What used to be luck becomes predictable, and predictability in roguelikes, that's power. It goes beyond just room placements though. Item pools, enemy patterns, shop mechanics, veteran players know how these systems work. You start to know which items synergize, which ones are traps in disguise, and how to route through floors to get the best rewards. That knowledge lets you turn even mediocre runs into winnable ones. And it's not just Isaac. In Slay the Spire, skillful players aren't just drawing cards and hoping. They're calculating probabilities. They know how many cards are left in their draw pile, plan their energy usage, and set up turns to maximize chances of pulling the right card when it matters most. It looks like luck from the outside, but inside the player's mind, it's pure calculation. This is where skill and randomness intersect. You can't eliminate RNG in most roguelikes, but you can optimize around it. Every decision, every bit of game knowledge increases your chances of success. You create your own luck by understanding how the randomness works. And that's the beauty of it. When you finally get that overpowered run, it's not just luck. It's you making the right choices, recognizing the patterns, and setting yourself up to capitalize on the fortune that may come your way. But this leads to an even bigger question. Are luck and strategy really on the opposite ends of the spectrum, or are they on two sides of the same coin? That's really where the paradox unfolds. So far, we've talked about luck, we've talked about strategy, but here's the truth. In roguelikes, it's never really one or the other. They work together, and that's the paradox. Luck gives you the tools, strategy decides on how you use them. Let's say you pick up a powerful item early on in the run, pure luck, right? But how you build around that item, how you adjust your playstyle to maximize its potential, that's the strategy. And without that strategy, even the best items can be wasted. Look at Noida, a game built around pure chaos. You find wands with random spells and modifiers, and half the time, you don't even know that you're about to blow yourself up. Luck might hand you a game-breaking wand, but unless you understand the mechanics, you'll probably end up vaporizing yourself before you can use it. There's a thrill in the randomness, but the satisfaction comes from taming it. Then you have games like Magicraft, where you're actively crafting your builds. You're given random elements to work with, and it's up to you to connect the dots, to see the potential in what might seem like garbage at first glance. That's where skill and luck dance together. The game throws you pieces of a puzzle, and it's your job to figure out how they fit. This synergy is what makes roguelikes so addictive. When you win a run, it feels earned. Even if you got lucky with drops, you had to navigate the decisions, survive with the fights, and piece together a working build. Luck opened the door, strategy walked through it. And sometimes it's the opposite. You get a terrible start, nothing goes your way, but through careful choices and smart play, you claw your way to the final boss. Then, right at the end, you find the item that seals the win. That moment feels incredible because it wasn't just handed to you. You worked for it. And when luck finally showed up, you were ready. And that's the heart of this roguelike paradox. Luck rewards you, strategy enables you, and together, they create stories no other genre can. Here's where things get more interesting, because if you think about it, this paradox isn't just limited to games. I think it mirrors something bigger. Life itself. It's funny, isn't it? You jump into a roguelike thinking you're just playing a game, but the more you play, the more you realize these games aren't just about beating bosses or collecting items. They're about navigating unpredictability, and that's life in a nutshell. Life, like a roguelike, is full of randomness. Sometimes you land a dream job through a chance connection. Sometimes you meet the right person at the right time. Other times, everything goes wrong no matter how well you plan it. Sounds a lot like picking up an item from Binding of Isaac and hoping it's not going to ruin your run, doesn't it? But just like in roguelikes, success isn't just about luck. It's about what you do with it. Be in the right place, be prepared for the worst. That's the mantra both in games and reality. When luck shows up, you need to be ready to capitalize on it. And when it doesn't, you need the resilience to push through anyway. Think about making viral content. There's definitely luck involved, right timing, right audience, maybe a random boost from the algorithm, but creators who consistently get noticed, they're the ones putting in the hours, refining their craft, and showing up before luck strikes. Or consider career opportunities. You might get lucky with a job opening or an unexpected promotion, but if you didn't put in the work beforehand, developing your skills, showing your value, that luck would have passed you by. Roguelikes teach us that failure isn't the end, it's just part of the journey. Every run is a chance to learn, to improve, to adapt. You mess up, start over, try again. And maybe, just maybe, the next run will be the one. It's that combination of perseverance, preparation, and embracing uncertainty that resonates beyond the screen. In both games and life, you can't control everything, but you can control how you respond. And honestly, that's why we love these games so much. They remind us that even when things are stacked against us, with the right mindset, we could turn it around.